ready and I wouldn't be knocking things around at the beginning the way that we do. It's fine, though. It's fine, though. I don't think anybody cares. Hey, each and everybody, and welcome to another Smoke and Mirrors. This episode is brought to you by Second Chances. Second Chances, they're reserved for white boys. White women can borrow one from white boys. Second Chances. And now, here's the song. It's all right to cry. Crying gets the sad out of you. It's all right to cry. It might make you feel better. Ba-boom, boom. And now, here they are, your invenerable host, Carlos Kareem Wyndham. Shout out to the white boy who was in the chats on YouTube last week when we were here with our good friend Tiffany Golden and began asking, hey, are you smoking or talking? It's both. This is not like a smoking ASMR channel or like if you just tune in, then it's just continuous smoking. I know that on Getting High with Doug, when that was still an active thing with Doug Benson, who is very famous for smoking, that there would very often be people on his page calling him all sorts of bad names and like female genitalias and all sorts of things for not smoking enough. It's a little silly. Well, wow to you too. Look at that. We got a little chat. Wow to you too. How are you? Do we have bevies? Got a bevy? Hope you do. Got your warm bevy? Trying to avoid cream in the coffee in the mornings because given the combination of lattes and coffees that I've been making for myself at home, I have been drinking the equivalent of about a half gallon of heavy cream every week by myself. So I'm trying to make a better choice. Also, it's not very good for the environment, I hear. Though, I could use one of the alternatives. We, as a human species, have proven, if nothing else, if there's a taste or a flavor that we like, we will go to the ends of the earth to make it happen. We will eat all the meat. We will eat so much of the meat that will destroy the planet, and it'll be too hard for there to be meat here anymore. And then we will make plants bleed to satiate our want for a burger. It is good to be human. Let's get one more hit before we get into the things in the show. Because yes, to the troll from days ago who is now blocked and isn't watching because they're not allowed, we also smoke here. And if you were guessing that the troll was a white man, somewhere between the ages of, I'm going to say 23 and 29, you'd be right. Hey, speaking of white men between 23 and 29, they have too much power, and that's part of why there's so much white affirmative action and anti-blackness in professional spaces. And you know what is not going to get us to a place of changing any of that? The old structures of DEI. It's washed. Once white people say it, once they're asking you for it directly, it's too late. They've read a book, they know the language, and now they think they know the thing. And so what we're going to do myself and my co-host with the co-most, we're going to be facilitating. We're going to be having a workshop and conversation, series of them, live on Zoom, beginning on April 1st. It's going to be happening like 10 to 12 Pacific time. But you know what? This is for everybody. If you're on the East Coast and you want to get down, come get down. Are you in Ireland? Come get down. Are you in Bangladesh? Come get down. Are you in Catamaroon? Come get down. Is that a place? All right. I was showing off my incredible grasp of global geography right there. I am in deep shock and deep mourning still. I hoped a few different things were going to happen today. I have a few friends who I have mentioned who have experienced healing and healing themselves through such traumas as the most recent mass shooting at King Soopers, the grocery store with which I grew up in my hometown of Boulder, Colorado. I am from the 5280 Nanu. I grew up as I did and became who I am in resistance to the culture. The culture there is super white. And it is the super white nature of the culture that allowed for the man who may have reasons of nationalism that he did what he did, theoretically, and of course, insanity, because that's what it always is if a white person does it, because it's never racism, and it's never the fact that they're white. That couldn't be it. Anyway, how he was able to infiltrate and get up in there and start bucking away before anybody noticed, because he looks like white man, which in this country makes you one. Anyway, we're going to get into some other stuff that matters, and do have another bit of mourning that I'm in now. And the community, the artist community, the poet community, the alt artist community lost a giant amongst giants in Craig Mums Grant, who died at age 53. You may know Mums from any number of circumstances. He was in Oz on HBO for a number of years. He played Poet. He was featured in a number of skits on Chappelle's Show about the real world. In fact, he was a friend and cohort of Friends on the Real World, including Kevin Powell. He is one of the Nuyorican poets and somebody who myself and my crew came into contact with on a regular basis when this nonsense called hip hop poetry was taking over the planet right around the late 90s, early aughts. Yeah, he was incredible in Oz. He was incredible in Oz. He really was. Proved himself to be quite an actor. You know, at this time, we don't know. We don't know what happened, and I don't need to know. I know that somebody who was a peer, somebody who was in the cliques, one of the first ones of us who was on the level up in the truest national sense, is now gone, and it hurts, So shout out to Mums, all the artists, all the creators who know, this reverberates, right? He worked in language, and the thing about words and the thing about language is that once you share it, you don't know how far it's going to travel. You can't begin to guess, and his words will travel far. So Rise and power, mums, and thank you for everything that you brought to us. Well, that's a lot about death, which is, it's here we are at the anniversary. And it is hard not to think about what it is going to be to try to re-engage the world again. Movies and films are announcing that they're going to open in theaters again. Many are actually engaged in opening. I was talking to Alfred, my coffee guy today, and he said that he was with his partner and they were out in Beaverton at a movie theater. Wow. And so, but it was just 4 people or 4 couples, I think. So 8 people all together, locked up in this theater, right? Where there's mouth air coming out. But they had to wear masks. They did have to wear masks the whole time. And a couple things about it. One, no. And 2, hell. Oh, I'm sorry. I said that in the wrong order. 1, hell. And 2, no. I am disinterested. I don't want that experience. That sounds very post-apocalyptic and very not like what going to movies is supposed to be. If I have to be subjected to 4-hour remakes of Zack Snyder's Justice League, I could do that on my couch. I can do that in a place where I can pee whenever I want. I can pause it. I can smoke. I cannot wear a mask. I don't want to wear a mask when I'm watching a movie. You'll never see my face in public again. I promise you that. I live in South Korea as far as I'm concerned. But no, I don't want to wear a mask and watch a movie. Half of why I go to movies with people is to look around and see what they think of the movie. And if their face is covered, how does that... I don't want to watch people smizing through movies. That seems bad. Anyway, I need good news. I don't need any more bad news. I need some good news. Good news we could use. This isn't as horrible as other news. I don't know is that a segment name? Help me out, Bo. Something like that. This news doesn't completely suck. All right. Anyway, in news that doesn't completely suck, the Trump statue at Madame Tussauds has been removed because Joshua, stop it. That is not the statue. No. That's a photo that's actually from a photo op. I know, right? No, it's cool to know what he looks like without makeup. It is as white as the sheets that I imagine are in his closet. Okay, distractions. I like it here. Well, okay, there it is. It was getting duffed. And it had to be removed because people kept they'd be there at Madame Tussauds, which, again, why are you anywhere? Everyone I know, there was a whole thing in producer Tracy. Where was it? Was it Minnesota or Milwaukee? We were talking about this, where people were going out and they had shots and are getting COVID because they only had the first shot, or they got both shots and then didn't want to wait 2 weeks for the thing to actually inoculate in their body, and so they just decided they were going to go out, and then they went and got the COVID. Dummies, why are you at the statue shop? Anyway, they were at the statue shop and looking at this thing, they were just overwhelmed and went, BAP! And I understand. I get it. You know what would be a great distraction? Bo, you think about this. Okay, everybody who's watching, check this out. What if there were a place you could do it for the right and for the left, but just where you could go and you could Minneapolis was it Minneapolis? Okay, where you could go and you could literally just there would be like lines and rows and rows and rows of wax figures of problematic figures of the past or present, and you could just go duff them for a certain amount of money. I think that would work. That would work. I think that we, the poors, would save our dollars to do such a thing. I certainly, if it cost, let's say it costs like $500 to go and, oh, I'm sorry, this is Minnesota's. Yo, it was Minnesota. Yike. Holy yikey. Look at Jeezy cow. Rough stuff. Rough stuff. Rough stuff. Holy jeez. Yeah, no, I would go. The Mall of America. Yes. Yes, girl. And it could be everybody. Right? If I listen, if they're gonna I will actually even furnish the statues if white people want to come punch statues of Obama or me. That's fine. That's fine. As long as I make the money off it, I don't really give a shit. That sounds perfectly acceptable. The one I would love to duff Ted Cruz. This is look at that. Except the only thing about trying to hit this statue is that it looks like if you hit it right, it would do that thing like Marvel's The Blob, where it would just like suck your hand into it, and you'd have slimy Cruz all over your knuckles and stuff. Ted Cruz, who again is letting us know that now is not the time. Now is not the time to discuss gun control. Not after stay-at-home regulations have been lifted, and then there were 2 mass shootings in 2 weeks. Not now. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. Now is not the time to discuss what it would mean if you just punched Ted Cruz in the face if you saw him out in the street. Not that I'm advocating for it, but if you did, that'd be okay, allegedly with me. I'm just saying, now is not the time to discuss that. It's not the time. Now is not the time to discuss the fact that his beard looks like he went and dragged his face through the floor of a, I don't know, let's say they were doing their preps for gorgeous porn, and they were getting their bodies slick like mole rats, and they wanted to be absolutely hairless, and so they shaved themselves down. And then Ted put glue all over his face and just rubbed his face all over the floor in that stuff, and then painted white streaks in it. Or the actors did, 'cause jizz. Fuck Ted Cruz. Oh, speaking of punchable faces and the right white people losing, Johnny Depp seen here being a douchebag who would walk around with prescription lenses that were tinted. God. Oh no. Anyway, he lost his appeal. The Sun in London called him a wife beater for beating his wife, which he did, and the judge said so, and also said that after it was discovered very clearly that it was he who was beating his wife, and those photos came out of him on the floor, and he and his legal team, along with his entire publicity team, went after her, went after the judge, went after the case, and said that it was actually she, Amber Heard, this 110-pound model, who was beating his ass to the ground. that too was what is it? No, legally. Okay, bullshit. That was bullshit. And he is the Lothario and wife beater. Who would have guessed it to look at him? I can't imagine that. He looks like he smells like a Schlitz scented candle. Like Schlitz and what are those little cigarettes he's always smoking? He looks like an ashtray. He doesn't look like he smells good. It is almost impossible to believe that they tried to get us to wear a fragrance that he had developed. Who is looking to run around smelling like Johnny Depp? Whoever asked for that? That is like that sound. What could be worse? Unless you were going to suggest that there was going to be a cologne that would make me smell like Nicolas Cage. Like I was going to have to wear Gary Busey's Rage. It's Brain Damage from Gary Busey. Ugh. Jacquard Noir. Well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't smell good, but I mean, Jesus Christ, this man looks like he makes Axe look like it smells good. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not. Woody Allen. Speaking of monsters with giant publicity teams who will do anything to protect their image, and people will believe it in spite of what a judge has actually said from their mouth hole. Woody Allen. I looked at the whole documentary, the entire, as had I the Michael Jackson documentary, as had I the R. Kelly documentary, as had I the Russell Simmons documentary, and of the Woody Allen documentary. Let me say this about that. I don't understand why it was spread out over a series of what seems to be 155 films. I'm up to film number like 27, I think. And it's a consistent theme. It is a consistent theme. Woody Allen likes little girls. I get it. I don't understand the chapters or the chapter names. Just allow me to say I believe her. I'm on Manhattan now. I find it disgusting that that it's in black and white and artsy. I don't know who made the directorial choices, and I find the stuttering imbecile annoying as shit. Hey, do you like what we do here? Oh boy. Well, we could use your support. There are so many ways you could support us. The first, of course, is to just go ahead and like this. If you're looking at it on YouTube, if you're looking at it on Facebook, give us a thumbs up. That actually does help the algorithm. Are you watching it now? Now's a good time to do it, to give it a thumbs up. I'm taking a break. You could take a break. You could give it a thumbs up. The other thing that you could do that is so free to do that would help would be to share it. Hey, what's up with the shares, friends? Are you embarrassed of us? Don't be embarrassed. Our shares have gone down drastically. I wonder if it has anything to do with Joshua. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that all the restrictions are lifting and people are going back to work and you can't smoke and work, and also your boss might look at this? Yeah? Well, wage slavery is stupid. They should share it anyway. All right. Also, if you didn't want to do that and you wanted to keep it super secret, we could still use your financial help. Why? Because advertising, again, helps us to bring in the awesome guests who we're going to be bringing in all next month, because they see our numbers and they go, oh my gosh, this is great. And that's awesome. So if you wanted to do that, you could drop $5 on it. at the Venmo at Godlos-Wyndham, at the Cash App at $CK Wyndham, at the PayPal at /.CK Wyndham. And if you absolutely love it and it's gorgeous and you know it and you want to get down, become a patron. Do it. Go to the Patreon, Smoke and Mirrors CCB. We finally figured out what we're doing for the special treat. We're going to have a reading group. We're going to have together, patrons only, and it's going to be dope. Patrons, if you're in the $20 club, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get a book, a whole book from us to you. We're in negotiations with the publishers and the authors right now to get us the best deal because you've already given your fee. You're paid for it. Don't worry about it. New subscribers, guess what? You get a book. You get a book. It's a secret book right now, but soon you will know which book it is. If you subscribe now, you're going to be ahead of the curve. Think of it as pre-ordering a secret surprise. Yay! Here's a thing that is less of a secret or a surprise. I'm in a band. Live music is coming back soon, and I'm in a band called Wallace, and we have a record called And We Ride, and it's available at Bandcamp. Go check it out. That's the cover. The band is Wallace. It's called And We Ride. It's available on Bandcamp. Go check it out. The band's called Wallace. The album's called On We Ride. It's available on Bandcamp. Go check it out. The band is called Wallace. The album's called And We Ride. What? Oh, sorry. Speaking of repeats, we did talk last week. I said I was going to watch the entirety, the whole of beginning to end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I did. It is almost as long as Woody Allen's documentary about how he likes underage girls. It clocks in at 4 hours and 2 minutes. Now, the thing about Zack Snyder's Justice League is that this is, if you have seen Zack Snyder's Justice League before, like in the movie theaters, and you're thinking to yourself, is this the one where Superman came back and he had that weird lip thing and there was a black robot man who didn't have any words in it, and then it was over, and Batman loves him for some reason? Yeah, it's the same. That's the one. That's one. What this is the extended cut. This is the reboot, the redo, because Joss Whedon, who again is also someone who likes young girls and likes to humiliate people and is a racist, and took the Black Robot Man out of the movie, and ruined Age of Ultron, which is a horrible movie. Also, if you look at the first Avengers, that is a movie that requires context if you're going to watch it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I were going to ask you to watch the Avengers now, I would have to explain to you why it was so cool to see those superheroes come together at the time, making it one of the best box office grosses in ever, right? Because it doesn't, given what they ultimately got to in the Marvel verse, it doesn't stand up. It doesn't stack up, right, as well. Because, like, if you saw, let's say, Thor the Dark Thor, and you were like, ugh, I get it. And I wouldn't even try to talk you into why that mattered or why you should like it. But if you looked at the first one, I would say, well, here's why this matters, and here's why it was okay, even though it's very Joss Whedon-y and too quippy and a little dumb. But we got character development as it went on. Now, this situation is that he took his thing back. Now, he had a tragedy in his family, and that's why he left, and that's why they got Joss, and they wanted to be on time. And the studio very clearly had their hands deeply in it. And so what this is basically the DVD that they would release eventually, sort of like the Richard Donner version of Superman 2, right? It's the version that was the director's vision. And director's visions are great. One of the things that is true about director's visions is that they also are verbose. It's a cornucopia of just get it all in there. This is the last time I'm going to have a shot at this, so just do everything. And so they gave him here tales $70 million to do this, and he did it, and now it's done, and he got a do-over. And here's the thing I was thinking of. I was thinking of all of the black directors in the history of Hollywood, whoever got a second chance to redo their movie with Hollywood support and a $70 million budget. Like, I'm thinking of that director's cut of Hancock that we all remember, where they fixed that superhero story that Will Smith told. That was not, it was a wonderful idea conceptually. It just didn't work very well. But I'm sure if we had the director's cut, that would fix it right up. And I'm sure that we're going to get that. And then I think about that $70 million that Warner Brothers just gave him and said, hey, play with your superhero dolls and make another movie. And we're going to be fine with it. We're not going to put it in theaters. We're not going to release it. Nobody's who doesn't have HBO Plus is ever going to see it. We'll use it as a way to try to get people to subscribe to HBO. And that's what we'll do. And it'll be 4 hours and 2 minutes long. And I think about all of the fundraising that Spike Lee had to do for Malcolm X, and the way that movie actually got finished, because it was funded by Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and Janet Jackson and Bill Cosby, rapist, and so many other entertainers who threw down $1 million here, $1 million there of their own money to finish the film. And Zack douchebag did not. He asked, because the internet said release the Snyder cut. White people on the internet had a hashtag that said release the Snyder cut, and so they did. And so it's out. It's fine. It's a perfectly serviceable film. If you enjoyed any part of Man of Steel or that first Wonder Woman movie, or for any reason Batman v Superman, then I think you'll enjoy this. This is just perfectly fine. It's good. It's an airplane movie. If I were flying to Versailles, I would love it. That would be a great thing to have on. I would watch it again in that circumstance. I don't want to get the COVIDs, so I'm going to stay here until the pandemic is over. Not until I get my shots. Until the pandemic is over, I will be right here. And so I might watch it again. It's like being on an airplane. Oh, speaking of white boys who get second chances. So the Joker's in it, but not only is the Joker in it, But Jared Leto as the Joker is in it, making him the only actor to appear as the Joker more than one in more than one incantation, in more than one franchise. I don't even know how you would frame this. I don't know. It's just dumb. It's just okay. So this one here, right here, this is the old Joker. Okay, but this is the new Joker, supposedly. Okay, this is the old Joker. This is the new Joker. Now, spoiler alert. Ding, ding, ding. If you don't want the spoiler, don't just go away. Also, I don't know how it's a spoiler. If you're looking at the internet or you know anything about anything ever, then it's already been spoiled. He's in it for like 3.5 minutes, during which he talks about giving Batman a hand job. What? I mean, I don't object to that being a new part of their relationship, but I've never read that. And, the person he said it to, Batman. And also, it is very weird because he doesn't do as good a job playing Heath Ledger's Joker as did Heath Ledger. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, we just had this Joker movie, and this white boy masturbatorium fantasy of what it is to be cool. It's not. It's not. I hate your next Joker costume already. Before we even open back up, I hate your nurse Joker with wearing the mask. I hate your Joker wearing the mask costume that you're going to wear to the next Comic-Con. I hate it. I hate it. I'm done with it. The misunderstanding and misrepresentation of the Joker in every single way that it has been played since Cesar Romero and Jack Nicholson, you've taken all the fun out, and it's no good. I don't like it. I'm not interested in watching rock and roll stars play it. I am less interested in watching child stars who have turned into adults play it. It was done already perfectly well. If you want a scary Joker, we finished this discussion. So really, white people, I mean, you're losing the election, and within, it feels like a year. Maybe it's more than. Maybe it's been 2 years. We get not one, we get two fucking Jokers. Are you serious right now? Within, and also one of them was already the Joker and already fucked it all up. Everybody hated it. And so now he comes back as a Joker that everybody loves. Well, of course, it's the Joker that everybody loves. It was already done. He's a cover band. He's a cover band of the other guy, of the dead guy, who, by the by, I would imagine would kick his fucking ass. I would bet that he would be Crispin Glover a la Back to the Future, pissed off about the idea that this motherfucker was doing this shit after he already did this shit. No Academy Award for you for this shit, Jared Leto. Return to Saturn or Mars or wherever the fuck you came from. Mercury, I don't know. What is the band name? Fadi, you know? Joshua? Tracy? We don't listen to white people music around here. I don't know. He's in a band. I heard white girls like it. I don't care. Anyway, the Joker needed therapy. That's, the Joker needed therapy. Real therapy, not like Harley Quinn therapy. Not Harley Quinn therapy. That's not good. That's not good. 30 Seconds to Mars. Jesus Christ. It's been so much longer than 30 seconds. I can't believe we still have to deal with this motherfucker. I'm a scary, spooky white man being scary and spooky. This is the character that I played facing Denzel Washington. And this is the character that I played as the Joker. Isn't it scary? It's spooky. I'm Batman. Fuck off. Ugh. 30 seconds to Mars. Maybe Elon Musk will take his ass there quickly. So listen, I'm clearly still in a mood. I said that at the beginning of the show, and I'm saying it again now. I am still in a mood. I am in a mood of levels of grief, combined grief and mourning. It is a year since we have been social distancing, and since we had to learn what that means. Since we've been in our homes, many of us who have been fortunate enough to be in economic circumstances where that could be true, and where we have been risking our lives. Many of us who have not, and especially those who have been serving those of us who have been locked up. A thank you. And that includes and is especially true for the frontline workers who have been at this the entire time, the wage slaves who are trapped inside of grocery stores. And if you were lucky enough to belong to one as spectacular as King Supers in South Boulder, you are part of union, you have services. One of the great things about South Boulder King Supers, as long as I have worked there, as long as I had lived there, as long as I had gone back, and I haven't lived in Colorado for well over 30 years, but every time I go back, one thing that is always true is that there are disabled folks and folks with Down syndrome and different places on the learning spectrum and on the ability spectrum. Not, that's not the right term. Different folks with different abilities, cognitive disabilities, who are working there. Always. Always. It's always been true. I've never known it to not be true. It's not like some special program that just started. One of the awesome things about, now you can hear the Colorado in my talk. You can hear it tattooed on my tongue. I just called it awesome. And it is. One of the awesome things about the community in South Boulder is that the inclusion of folks with different abilities across the spectrum, different cognitive reasonings across the spectrum, folks who are differently disabled, folks who are neuroatypical. There's the word, neuroatypical. I'm that. I'm that, and I forgot the word for it. And my apologies for all of the shitty things that I just said, describing those of us who live anywhere across the spectrum of neuroatypical life, especially those who have Down syndrome. Or autism or any other kind of autism. Autistic folks have always been included in the communities, in the high school, in the workforce, and King Supers has never been an exception to that. What happened is horrible, and to try to put it off on somebody's mental capacity is insane, because what I know is that regardless of your neuroatypical capacities and range and place and placement, whatever that, listen, the words are not coming to me, that folks are working. They're surviving. They work at the store. I do shit like this. I have all sorts of job that I do. People listen to words that I say. I am not a neurally typical person. So when they say that this man shot up the store because of insanity. Rather than because he had a gun with which to shoot. It makes me feel some kind of way because they're liars. Being neuroatypical, being super horny, being diabetic, being white does not just make you a mass murderer or a racist. Those are things that are given to you by society. Racism is available everywhere. It's everywhere to the degree that it's impossible to miss, much like plastic in the ocean, much like guns. You know, we have 4% of the global population in the United States. Guess how much percent of the guns we have? 42% of the guns. That's too many. That's too many. That's too many. Because when people get angry and they can get one on the same day, they might use it. And then tragedy ensues. To the communities of Atlanta, I see you and I feel you. To the community of South Boulder, I am you. I am of you. You are my heart. I hope I'm in your heart somewhere. My entire childhood and young adulthood was spent in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, of the Flatirons, aside from short stints in New York and New Mexico. And I love you. And I feel your pain. And I feel your grief. And I want to let you know that there are resources available. And I want to share some of those with you now. And I hope that if you're in the Colorado area, that you'll think about taking advantage of some of these resources, because therapy matters. I'm in therapy deeply. I'm staying in it. And I talked to my therapist yesterday, which is why I'm even here today. Not on Earth. Not on Earth. I wasn't thinking about, I had no ideations. But therapy's good. Therapy's good. And when you're dealing with grief, when you're managing depression, when you're managing trauma, it is essential. If you know our community, you know that Kristen is somebody who knows about the necessity of therapy due to trauma inflicted on you by the state and by capitalist white supremacist patriarchy. So, the Colorado Women's Center. Please consider looking into the Colorado Women's Center. Coloradans, that's how we say it if you're from there. You would say it as Colorado Women's Center. Please do look into that. The Boulder Psych Services. This is a series of services that are available. Please reach out at 720-217-3270. Again, Boulder Psych Services. 720-217-3270. Both of these resources are currently available and listed in the chat. I'm not going to put them on the screen. It's the website. You know what? You could screen cap it if you want to. Here, watch this. If you need it, watch. Pause me now. I'll do. And if you, okay, you wrote it down. You wrote it down. Okay, good. So I get, or copy and paste it. You can copy and paste it. I am sure that donation to the Women's Resource Center. I'm looking the wrong way. I'm sorry, Kristen. That was rude. I'm out of practice doing the chats from the screen, so my apologies. Yes, I believe that the Women's Resource Center would of course, any Women's Resource Center, San Francisco Women's Resource Center, but Colorado Women's Resource Center, I'm sure, could always use donations because women are underfunded and women are 52% of the planet, and the reason that the thing even runs at all anymore. Just ask New Zealand or Australia, who get to move around. What else? I don't know. Drink some water. It's in plastic. It's disgusting. I hate. Oh, why can't I live in a world where there's choices that consumers can make that aren't going to kill us all? Do what you have to do to take care of yourself, take care of each other. You know what? Write your senator or congressperson. Do that. By right, like it's website shit. Do some website shit. Go to their website. Find out who if you're watching this, you're one of the fucking people who was calling when Trump was in office. You were bugging here. I think the guy's name is Earl. I don't know who it is where you live. Find out who the fuck they are. The ones who have access to the Senate and the Congress and the people who can eventually decide that they're not going to take any more money and chill for the NRA. They write to them. Tell them fucking cut it out. And if you don't cut it out, we're going to make sure you don't get to be in your chair of power anymore, you fucking dickhead. Let your politically correct friends know I think they're a pussy too and an asshole. Just get all the way around all the stuff down there. Everything. And one a sweaty, like one that is unclean that just went to the bed. No, there's probably like a site, an OnlyFans site where they even like that. I don't know. They suck. They're bad. Boo to gun loving people and not hunters. I'm not talking to you. Deer and like meat. Now giraffe. Did you kill a giraffe because it was tranquilized and your name is Trump and then you sat on it and acted like a big man? Yes, I'm talking the fuck to you. Fuck you. Nobody's having a giraffe burger, you fuckhead. But I probably just demonetized this on the YouTube. That was Joshua. We should have taken a tranquilizer before this. Speaking of you know what I'm saying. All right. Okay. Let's have a tranquilizer. And I don't. Oh, there we. Ah, I forgot what that was called. I forgot. That's a glockenspiel. All right. Well, this has gone completely off the rails, and it's almost It's almost like I have some grief and trauma that I might have to process. Hey, I heard that if you're in Colorado, there are some good resources for that. Most of those that I am aware, of which I'm aware, and there are only two. Again, the Colorado Women's Resource Center, and please also look to the Boulder Psych Services. Again, 720-217-3270. And hey, you know what? Who knows, Joshua? Maybe next week, no white boys will have gone on any shooting rampages, and we won't have to have a very special show again when we're back on Tuesday. Oh, we have a guest on Tuesday. We're back. We're gonna have guests again. We have so many good guests coming. I keep saying this. I'm warning you because it's gonna happen. What? No, I'm not gonna tell them who. Well, because I don't know. What if it changes and then the people can't come? You know what I'm saying, right? All right. What time is it? We good? All right, that's the show. I'm calling it a show. Okay. This has been another Smoke and Mirrors. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for spending a little bit of time. Really and truly do deeply appreciate you. If you like what we do, there are so many ways that you can check us out and support us. One is to go over to your IG there and look up Smoke and Mirrors CCB. That is for the comedy, the culture, and the blackness. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I think we delivered on all three of those promises today. So look for us there. IG for the folks in my generation, Gen X folks. That means Instagram. And if you don't have it, you can still get it. It's not too late. It's not too late. Hey, Twitter people, I'm there at Caballo Negrito. Caballo Negrito for the monolingual amongst us. Caballo Negrito literally translates to we live in a society. Caballo Negrito, Twitter at Caballo Negrito. We live in a society. And do you have a thought, comment, question about what we do here? You want to suggest a guest to us? You can do all that at smokeandmirrorsccb at gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, CCB, Comedy, Culture, and Blackness. This is produced by Tracy Tatamy. You saw producer Tracy all in the chats and doing the things and all over the place. You know how she do. You know how she make her mark, doing her thing here, killing it. This is produced and hosted by myself, Carlos Kareem Wyndham. And we do hope that you will take care of each other. Wear 2 masks when you're outside. Come back inside. Wash your hands. Take care of each other. You know what? If you can, get vaccinated. That'd be great. We'd love to get to herd immunity. Why? Because we would love to see you back here on Tuesday when we shall return with a very special guest. Bye-bye.